I don't give financial advice on this channel, but if you have a family, you have children, do yourself a favor. No matter how young you are, you should. It makes sense to get a will written. It makes sense to get a trust if you can get that. If you can afford an attorney, all of that good stuff. Even if you don't have an attorney, you can draw one up on places like LegalZoom. Go on LegalZoom, and they didn't sponsor this live video. I'm just giving you some basic life stuff, because when I think of what happened to me this year, and also losing some friends and family in the process, life happens and death happens, and you don't want a situation where you work so hard and something happens to you and then your kids or your wife or your family has to suffer because of it. Get a will done, get a trust done. Am I part of civil aviation? No, I should be though, but my excuse is my time, man. Which is part of what I'm reevaluating now. It's just what I'm putting my time into. So in the process actually of writing my will, I remember sitting with my attorney and he advised me to actually start like journaling down and like writing down the things that I've done successfully in the business world. So it's like, even if you don't leave your kids with anything or any money, you can leave them with your journals on how you were successful at one thing or failed at one thing. And if they decide to use it as a guide, then so be it. I had a good amount of time in my hands and I journaled a lot this last couple of months, which is why I was actually journaling on how also I got on YouTube and how I created a YouTube channel that is, what I consider successful. And that gave me the idea of actually turning it into a course, which I've discussed in a previous video. I am writing a YouTube course and I'm probably gonna put it out sometime in January. If you're interested in that, I'm gonna leave a link in this live video or even in the chat box. You can sign up through email. So what I wanna do, actually what I did in the previous video was I wanted to know if you guys were interested. So I just asked, I was like, hey, if I wrote a course, would you actually take it? Would you take the class and would you pay for it? And I got shockingly a bunch of emails saying yes. I got enough emails that I was like, okay, I'm gonna write one. So right now, actually, I've got a good 15 classes already done on video, which again, I'll leave in the link if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And also brings me to some of the reflection that I'm making as far as YouTube and all the other businesses that I'm involved in. I've been doing YouTube now for 7 years. Obviously my life is growing, my family is growing. I get a ton of questions from all of you guys who watch this channel. One of the most pressing one is the fact that, hey, you see this average Joe flying or reviewing an airplane. Even though I make it seem as if like everyone can do this, the truth is it is still quite expensive, and I know that. So even though I take it lightly, I know that it's expensive, and I know that for a lot of people it's still very challenging to afford to fly or even take classes. Part of my mind shift is to actually, rather than just show you like, hey, this is what I'm doing, why not actually show you how I'm doing it? Which is part of, I guess, my justification for thinking about writing a course. If you pay $1 for my course today and you make thousands of dollars with that same investment, that would actually make me feel good. Now, speaking of the course, it's not gonna cost $1. I'm planning to put it out in January and it's gonna run around 500 bucks. The way I priced it is, it's the time that I'm putting to actually create it. And if you invested $500 on some guy on YouTube, and you actually put in the work and do exactly what I tell you to do or what I'm suggesting for you to do, almost guarantee that you're gonna make that money back 100x of it. So at least that's what happened to me, because nobody taught me how to do YouTube. I just kind of did things in trial and error. So that's that about it. And one last thing I would say about YouTube, which I know I put in the title that I'm quitting YouTube. Not quite, but I am gonna lean more, again, because of my time. I have to divide it into other things that I'm building offline. If you have a brand, right? Even since I made the last video, I've had a few people reach out to me. These are some of you who watch this channel. These are professionals in their own background, in their own profession. And they said, hey, I've wanted to use social media to scale my business or whatnot. And that's the truth of the matter. You know, YouTube is not just for entertainment. Like, yeah, we make videos to entertain the viewers, but if you actually own or run a business, or you're part of a business and you need exposure, just think of YouTube or any social media platform as free marketing, right? Like, if you think of some of the businesses that I've been able to create through this channel, these are real businesses that I don't have to go pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to any advertiser or marketing crew to do it for me. I just make a video on my YouTube channel. And because I already have a level of trust from the viewer and support from the viewers, I can just make videos about stuff that I'm doing. That's another caveat. If you're building a business or a brand, I think YouTube can definitely get you a lot more exposure. Now, in terms of me quitting, if you've noticed the last few weeks or maybe a month or two, I've sort of reduced the amount of videos that I put on this channel. So generally speaking, Mojo Grip has 2 to 3 videos a week. It's been like that for the last forever. But because of what's happening offline, and I'm literally right now trying to build 2 big businesses offline, which is the jet leasing and also the flight school. Which again, I'll answer a bunch of questions that you guys have posted on that. So the time that I'm putting into these things, I have to be able to find some level of balance. So the content on YouTube will continue, but it wouldn't be as frequent. So I still plan to upload weekly, but also guys, like, if you don't follow Mojo Grip on Instagram, Facebook, make sure you do, because we actually update those platforms almost on a daily basis. YouTube is the only one where we upload maybe once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. So that's gonna go down.